don't be, and again, let's just think this through. Apple juice, and it says all natural, right? Or so if that's all natural, if it's a natural apple juice or natural ingredients, if I have an apple on the table and then I have apple sauce or apple juice, so which one's natural? Which one's all natural?
Well, the applesauce could be natural if you made it from the apples.
Right, but can it be that? Have you ever? Okay, let's go with that. Okay. If you put the applesauce on the shelf and you put an apple right next to it, how long would that apple take to decay versus that applesauce?
Oh, quickly.
Very quickly, right? So could that applesauce be all natural, made with that apple?
Right.
A lot of additives, preservatives,
We won't be eating anything.
And then apples. No, see, that's a good cliche. This is again. These are you're bringing up some good points because that is what you think.
Right.
You know, so people, when I ask people to not eat as much meat, it's like, man, if I can't eat meat, what am I going to eat if I can't eat that?
Right.
And it's like, well, really what you're doing is eating the same 4 dead flesh over and over, just in different ways.
Right.
But when I encourage people to eat fruits and vegetables, guess what? That's 70 items plus that you have to choose from.
And it's really just a matter of your taste buds, being able to train your taste buds, because it's a mental thing. It really is a mental thing.
It's not only that part, not only the train, it's the education. So you said that because that's just the go-to to say. But if you think about it, if you really think about it, am I really limiting myself, or are really more options available to me, and I need to open up my mind more so to them? You see? You see how your mindset just went to that?
I do hear you, but I like meat.
I get that. And that's fine. You know, again, we're here
This is a journey, and I love talking to people who educate me, but even in my mind, it's like, okay, that's a journey, and I'm going to have to take baby steps with this journey. Even with the powder that I put in my smoothies, and faithfully, and I can feel my health getting better though, because I do incorporate chia seeds and flax seed and turmeric and then ginger and all of that. So I know it's a journey, and I can tell that my body is different, it's feeling different. But I'm going to tell you, on the weekends, like I'm going to somebody's buffet.
Okay. And again, because that's a mindset.
It is a mindset.
You haven't done all the education.
Yeah.
And once you learn what really is going on the inside out, then it'll be one of those things where I can't have it, but I don't want to do it.
I don't want to. That's it.
You don't want to do it. And what happens is, I'm sure that if you're going about a week and doing things the right way for 5 to 7 days,
yes,
if you really pay attention to your body, do you not see how it responds different after you do it?
Yes, I do.
And ding, 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 we have to use that and embrace that. So the moment you feel your stomach being a certain way, or your head,
or your muscles,
correct. Go ahead.
Constricting. You can tell when I'm drinking a sugary drink, and because I have it, because there is sugar in fruits and vegetables when I actually do smoothies with that. But I can tell if I've had a drink that has sugar in it, that it makes my body act totally different.
Right.
So you're right.
And we need to embrace those moments. And just as if you had something that was totally nasty, and you'd be like, ooh, even seeing it just kind of turns your face up.
Like
okay. So that is what we need to embrace. When we feel that way, we need to make that relation with that, what we just ate and how we're feeling at that moment, instead of pushing through it. And that's often what we do. We push through it. And then also, like, I know you'll probably get to it, a part in the book where medication, when that medication cycle. So what happens is you may take something. If you have heartburn, you may take something for the heartburn. You may take something for your stomach being irritable. And then therefore, then you lose the incentive to not
correctly.
do it.
Right. You're right. You are right. Right. Let's talk about whole foods versus. I love that part of the talk that you did with the book signing. Whole foods versus food-like products.
Whole food versus food-like products. One of the things that the easiest way to help you remember that is eat foods that come from a plant and not foods manufactured in a plant. Okay, so when you're speaking of your drink, those were a lot of ingredients manufactured in a plant versus having the whole foods that come from a plant and juicing them or making them into a smoothie, then ingesting them. Okay, because when you're eating foods or have a lot of products, it's foreign to your body. It's almost like putting Kool-Aid in your gas tank or lemonade in your gas tank and expecting your car to run proficiently. It's not designed to. So a lot of times when we're adding food-like products in our body, it takes our body, it's a challenge for it to break it down because it's not what it's designed to do. And then that's why you feel sluggish, or that's why we feel irritable or may have a headache, because we're malfunctioning. But since things don't happen, boom, right then and there, we don't correlate it back to it was something I ate.
Right. And then I can tell, since I've been on this journey, that it is something that I ate, and then it becomes my responsibility to continue on the journey.
Right.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I want people to get as far as eating whole food is fuel, and it serves a purpose. It's not for entertainment. It's not for a reward. It's not for comfort, as the commercial says.
Right.
It's actually designed to do something, give us good fuel, and that's designed to prevent and reduce chronic diseases, also to help us keep a good immune system. How important is immune system right now in the times that we're going through?
Right. You are so right.
And that way you can you're taking a preventative measure and being proactive, rather right now people are finding themselves having to try to be reactive.
Right.
Versus already having
proactive.
That being proactive. I already have my front line because when I eat whole food, I have the antioxidants that I need. I have the nutrients and the minerals and everything that I need for my body to karate chop anything that's not supposed to try to infiltrate my temple. It's designed already as a defense system. Versus now people have been attacked. They do not have their defenses up because they've been eating too many food-like products that has depleted their bodies and their immune systems. And so they're trying to be, and unfortunately some are losing the battle.
Right.
So that is the biggest difference of whole foods versus food-like products, is understanding food is fuel. It serves a purpose. And that's the best way to go as far as when you're eating, you're either eating to prevent disease or contribute to it.
I like that. And you say that in the book also. I don't know where it is, but I know I read that.
Right. Yeah, it's probably in the first chapter.
Yeah. How do we begin to change? I love what you said on page 12. It's very simple. You just said keep it simple by choosing whole foods and drinking plenty of water. And when the opportunity presents itself, eating healthy can take a conscious and a deliberate effort. That is so right. And secondly, what is it that you said secondly?
Heighten our awareness of the food traps that are set for us. Again, just being mindful. We are so impulsive. We also have a program that's called Don't Get Caught. Okay. Where we believe more drive-thrus and drive-bys are killing us. I know we live in a very violent place, but at the same time, this virus, there's going to be more people taken out by diabetes and heart disease than this virus is going to take out.
You say, but
there's going to be more people.
I have to.
There's going to be more people that are going to die this year from diabetes and heart disease
than the coronavirus.
That is correct.
I have to meditate on that. Why do you say that? because the coronavirus is attacking your lack of immune system as well.
That is correct, but with diabetes, and I'll say, and most of the time people aren't dying of diabetes; they're dying from the complications of diabetes. Okay. Let me put it that way. Yes. Okay, yes. So when they're having some type of failure that's going on, that where diabetes has impeded and just taken a toll on primary organs. So when and again, the same way with the virus. People aren't dying from the virus, but what the complications that is causing from the virus, okay? And that's why I say, at the end of the day, people are still passing away in higher numbers from the complications of preventable diabetes and preventable heart disease and other ways that we've kind of prevented or protected ourselves from, certain types of cancers, versus when at the end of 2020 and they do account from this virus, the number.
Wow. That's deep. Just eat healthy.
Yeah, just eat healthy.
Begin to eat healthy.
Right. Yeah. So like you said, one of the ways, again, we have to just heighten our awareness and really educate ourselves and really understand. If we are hungry, like I'm just going to go right back to the don't get caught, is to keep healthy food with you at all times. And say you packed your lunch, or keep a cooler with you with fruits and vegetables, different types of snacks or healthy soups with you, and then you say you're hungry, but you don't want what's in your don't get caught pack, then you're trying to cater to something else besides hunger.
Right. And I just have to say that it's a process, even if this is for me, even though I start this journey, if I and I don't even call it make a mistake, even if I go to the left, I'm going to always know, because I'm educating myself, that, okay, that wasn't right. Come on back over. It's a process, so people don't beat themselves up, because we can beat ourselves up if we say, I'm just going to eat healthy foods, and you don't eat healthy food. You say, well, let me go get this ice cream. I'm going to feed the kids the ice cream. But always know that you can still get back on track. If you make a mistake, you can get back on track. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely true. But I think we need to take the process more serious.
Okay.
We're very nonchalant in the process. We're not deliberate in the process.
Intentional.
So not intentional.
Right.
And I can tell the process, because don't tell me what you want. Tell me how you spend your last 24 or 48 hours, and I'll tell you how serious you are about the process. Okay. When you show me that, because people put their time and energy in what's important.
You're right.
Okay. So the process is just taken too nonchalant. It's like, oh, I can get back on track. Yes, it's okay to have that. But there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that we've lost that thought that way. I could start tomorrow. I can.
Not with you in their presence.
No. Again, I'm
no, that's good.
I'm just here to to share the information and to encourage and to help with the mindset of it. And it is a lot of people. They get on me. It's like, man, I was trying to enjoy this burger, and here you in my head. Talking about
that's good.
Yeah, so
you're right. That's good. I appreciate you.
Good.
Okay, let's talk about, look at this. Let's talk about this guilt-free eating and drinking, and then I want you to share some of these your favorite recipes in the back of this book. You have to purchase this book, The Truth About Your Health. It is small, but it's chock full of good stuff. What is this guilt-free eating and drinking?
Okay, guilt-free eating is chapter 12. It's the last chapter, and guess what it does? It brings you full circle to the first chapter. Eat whole foods and not food-like products. If you are eating foods that your body is designed to have, guess what? You can eat them guilt-free. The only reason why the calorie counting system came into place is because when the food industry started to implement foods that our body is not designed to have and would cause a mass calorie consumption that could lead to chronic illnesses and unhealthy weight, then it said, hey, we better put a tracking system on that. And that's where the calorie counting system kind of comes into play. So if you're counting calorie, that means telling us that you're consuming something too much or it's just a false calorie counting a way of just track things that you shouldn't be having in the first place. So again, the guilt-free eating and drinking brings you back to drinking water. You can always add some flavor to it, add some mint or some basil or some lemon to it, and then also back to your fruits and vegetables, your lentils and legumes and all, that.
I did try the beans after I went to your last thing. I did cook some dried beans, but I'm just gonna be honest. I had to put some smoked turkey in there.
Oh, here you go.
This is a process.
It is a process. And one of the questions I saw that you had on here was explain the book. A lot of times I think when I had a couple people ask me,